Well, g'day guys. So we're out here in the beautiful Australian snowy mountains for an overnight camp. We're actually going to be camping in a Teepee hot tent for the first time, so I'm really looking forward to giving that a go. We've got some weather that's moving in today, so it's you're making things pretty cold and drizzly. It's probably sitting just above freezing, so it's not quite cold enough for this to turn to snow. So it's just making everything just that little bit wet. So I think we'll try and find a nice spot to set up this Teepee hot tent. We'll try and get in there and get nice and dry. Well, that weather's starting to close in even more. It's actually starting to get pretty heavy in the rain, so we really need to try and find a good spot to set up this teepee. And that's the issue being in the Australian mountains, is quite often during the day the temperatures sit just above freezing, and so it's not cold enough for it to turn to snow, and so it's generally raining, so you tend to get very wet, and that's where things get pretty dangerous, because as it gets colder later on, the temperature drops and you get very cold and potentially hypothermic. So let's try and get this teepee set up. I've got some tracks in the snow here. Looks like either maybe a fox or a small dingo. Alright, well, I reckon this might be camp. The weather is meant to clear up by tomorrow morning, and we should have a nice view of the mountains that way as well. So let's get the teepee set up. Now, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen already, this is a new backpack they just released with the team over at Whipper. It's called the Colo 55, and I thought this is a great trip to show you guys just how much gear you can actually fit inside this pack, because I did have a few comments where people were worried that maybe a 55 litre pack wasn't quite big enough, but this just goes to show you can do a proper winter camp out of it. Like, I've even got a 6-man teepee tent inside here, as well as the hot stove, so you'd actually fit a fair bit of gear. Alright, so this is a Teepee hot tent that we're going to be using. This is made by Past Outdoors, and they're an outdoor store based in southern Sydney. They're actually my local outdoor store. They're based in Helensburgh, and they make this 6-man teepee tent, and I've wanted to use it for ages, and so I hit them up last week and asked if they wanted to loan me one for this trip, and they were kind enough to lend it to me. So I'm really keen to see how this hot tent thing goes. So I watched the Canadian guys do it, and it looks like a lot of fun, and it's just a great way to sort of camp out in the snow, especially when the weather's like this. So this is a 6-man tent. Like, it's a massive tent, it's absolutely huge. So it's going to be like a palace for myself. But yeah, that's the tent. And then you've got a ground sheet here. It does come with an inner bug net, but I decided to not bring that because I don't really need it because we're camping in the snow. I've just got some snow pegs. And this is a titanium stove, which is pretty cool how small it packs down to. Like, that's the stove, and then that's the chimney. So yeah, I haven't set this up before. I was meant to set it up during the week just to test it out, but I got too busy. So yeah, this is going to be the first time I'm setting up. But I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is a carbon fibre pole. Now, like I said, I haven't set this up before, so bear with me. Oh man, that is really starting to come down. I'm going to try and get my bag in there out of the rain. Oh god. Ah, yeah. I'll get back to you guys once I get it up. Nah, that ain't right. I think it's a little bit skew-if, and so it's just pulling some tension in the wrong places. I might have to just drop it back down and start over again. This is why you should always practice before you come out in the field. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what is happening. I cannot get a tight pitch on this tent. And it is like really starting to come down. Like it's kind of like sleety snow, so it's so wet, like my gloves are just dripping. I don't know what is happening. I've already tried it a couple of times. I'm gonna have another crack. Oh man, what a punish. Definitely user error. I'm not blaming the tent. I really should have practiced this before I came out here. It's snowing. Man, that is so cool. Well, I think she's finally done. But I'm definitely very wet. A lot wetter than I want it to be. Like, have a look at the gloves. It's just dripping. So yeah, hopefully we can get this fire going and try and dry everything out. Alright, well, not gonna lie, that took way longer than I was expecting. I'm not blaming the tent. I think it's definitely a user error. I really should have practiced pitching it at home first. And also I was kind of setting up on a bit of a hill as well, and I just could not get a sort of taut pitch on one side, so I moved it down to a bit more of a flatter area, and yeah, I managed to get a pretty nice tight pitch. So very stoked with that. Looks bloody cool, doesn't it? It's such a cool way to camp out here. I'll give you guys a look inside. Yeah, stacks of space, absolutely huge. Could easily sleep up to 6 people. I reckon 4 people probably a nice comfortable amount, but you could probably get 6 in here, to squeeze. Well, it feels good to get out of the rain. There's actually so much space inside of here. So how I'm going to sort of set it up, you got the stove jack sort of outlet just on that side, so we'll have the stove over there and we'll probably sleep here. So I've got the ground sheet that I can lay out. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get my shovel out. Just got my shovel. I'm just going to sort of flatten this area behind me, and then we'll pop the ground sheet down. Oh, camera's getting wet. Oh, I'm so happy to be inside this tent. It's a pretty wet day. Kind of annoying because all week the weather report said it was actually meant to be pretty nice today. Now that's moved to tomorrow. Tomorrow's meant to be really nice, so we'll have to go home tomorrow. It's always a way. Alright, let's set up this stove. And these are the legs, but also what sort of clamp this together. So this is the chimney. Let's see if we can figure this out. It's got these little rings that you just feed on the end, and you just slide these down to stop it unraveling. Oh, that snow is really starting to come down. Awesome, I think it's all set up. Alright, so that's my sleep system. I'm going to be using the Cedar Summit Spark -18 sleeping bag. I also pair that with the Cedar Summit Reactive Fleece Liner. For the mat, I'll be using the Cedar Summit Etherlight XR Pro, which is an R value of around about 7.4. I've never used this before, so really keen to see how this goes. And I'll also be using the Cedar Summit Eros Down Pillow. So I think that's an awesome winter setup, and it should keep me nice and toasty for tonight. Alright, now that we've got the sleep system set up, I think it's about time we try and get some firewood, and we'll get this little stove going. I dare say it's going to be an absolute struggle to get going since everything is absolutely soaked, but we'll give it our best shot. Well, the clouds are started to lift a little bit because you can actually finally see the mountains in the distance, which is quite nice. I think it is meant to clear up a little bit throughout the night, so hopefully in the morning we get some nice views. Alright, so time to get the fire going. Now Dave, who owns Pass Outdoors and who gave me this tent, he also gave me some fat wood. So this is nice resinous timber, so we're just sort of try and do some nice thin shavings, and we should be able to light that nice and easily, and then hopefully get the fire going a little bit using this, and then we can chuck on these fine twigs. Like, these are absolutely soaked, but I'm hoping if we can use this to get it going, hopefully it'll catch. We shall see. Now, if you don't know what fat wood is, it's basically just very resinous timber that you find in like pine trees and stuff. I don't believe there's any Australian timbers that you get fat wood in. Pretty sure it's all overseas stuff. But yeah, it just burns so well. It's just full of oil. I think that might do. Try and save this for later. And because the wood is so soaked out here, I might just try and create a few little feather sticks just to try and expose some of that dry wood on the inside. Just get some of that wet bark off. Tell you what, Australian hardwood does not give you the nice feather sticks that you see from like overseas bushcrafters, and so we use like pine. You can barely get a single curl out of this. At least that's exposed some of the drier timber. I'm struggling. Just does not want to go. So the start's going and then it just goes out. Alright, I've just got another bit of fat wood. I've just made some curls, so hopefully this works. Oh man, it just doesn't want to go. I think it's just too wet. I'll try and close this and see how that goes. See if it draws the air through these holes at the bottom. Oh man, this is a lot of work. Oh man, that was a proper struggle. I think I've got it going. You can see smoke coming out of the chimney. The fire seems to maintain itself, so fingers crossed. That was honestly like one of the hardest fires I've ever had to sort of work for. Everything is just so wet. But if we can keep that going, I'll be so stoked. Just in time as well. That sun is just about to set. Well, that was one of the stupidest things I've ever done. So I have my favorite bandana, which is a Pendleton bandana, which I got in Oregon back in 2017. I've taken that on every single camping trip I've ever been on. But because it was wet, I decided to wrap it around the chimney just to dry it out a bit, with every intention to take it off before it got too hot. Sure enough, I look away for 1 second and the whole thing bloody goes up in flames. Like literally that entire chimney was on fire. So I managed to pull the bandana down before it sort of caught the tent on fire. But man, that was literally one of the stupidest things I've ever done. Like I literally could have burnt this entire tent down. Man, so dumb. As you can tell, this is my first hot tent camping experience. There's lots to learn, such as don't put flammable materials on the hot stove. Oh man, that was so stupid. I can't believe I just did that. What an idiot. What an absolute idiot. Oh, spewing as well. That was my favourite bandana. So yeah, that's the aftermath. I can't believe it. I absolutely love this bandana. Had so many stories attached to it. Oh, absolutely spewing. What an idiot. Watch this. Having my own little rave. Unce, unce, unce. I thought they were going to be warm white lights, but it turns out they're disco lights. Well, this is a pretty cozy setup. I could definitely get used to this. I've just been drying out some of the wet sticks on top of the stove here. So that way in the morning if I want to get a fire going, I shouldn't have too much trouble. It's amazing how hot it gets on top of the stove. Like some of the little sticks have actually started to catch a light. Yeah, so I've got a nice little pile of dry sticks for the morning. And she's roaring in there. I'm so stoked I got this going. It would have been a pretty sad night if I couldn't get it going. It's honestly, such a cool way to camp, hey? I dare say, I think I'm definitely going to try and do this more often over the coming years. Might even have to get myself one of these kind of tents. But for now, let's crack open a nice cold bevy. Cheers, guys. Also got the little red wine Shiraz in a can, so be interested to see how this tastes. Oh, and also dug myself a little foothold. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I got my shovel and dug a little footwell, so now I can actually sit up nice and straight, be able to cook up dinner. It's honestly like one of the best ways to go snow camping, eh? Once you sort of get a proper setup, it's a very comfortable way to camp out in the snow. It's really cool. As long as you don't burn the thing down. I honestly can't believe I nearly did that. That was like one of the stupidest things I've ever done. I do kind of wish I got it on footage, but honestly, like the flames was just like going up it. So Dave, if you're watching, I'm sorry, mate. I think it's all good, but we definitely got pretty close there. So for dinner tonight, we're going to keep it pretty simple, but still going to be really tasty. And we've just got these off-grid meals. So we've got the salt bush and potatoes and the Wagyu bolognese, and they're both absolutely delicious. So I'm just going to empty these into my fry pan here, and then we'll just chuck on top of the stove and just heat it up. You don't need to cook it for too long. You basically just need to reheat them. They're really tasty as well. I actually really love these off-grid meals. They're really tasty. Much prefer them over like a dehydrated meal. Give them the weight a little bit extra. That weight is definitely worth it when you get a good meal into you. Yeah, and the good thing about these, like they're already cooked, so you just basically need to reheat them through. So I either just pour them into a fry pan and just heat it back up, or you can just pop this pouch in some boiling water, like in your jet boil, and you just heat it through for a couple of minutes, and yeah, it's good to eat out of the pouch. Man, that smells so good. Bon appetit. Honestly, that bolognese sauce is so nice. It's got such a nice rich flavour to it. But as much as I love cooking gourmet meals when I'm out on these camping trips, sometimes it is like so much easier just to bring out a couple of those things and cook them up. Alright guys, well I think I might pop the camera away. Pretty keen to just enjoy my little humble abode. I'm going to chuck some music on and enjoy my red wine around this nice little toasty stove. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the morning.
Well, good morning guys. That was a very comfortable sleep. I feel so cozy inside this tent. It was definitely the best sleep I've ever had out on a snow trip. Like I wasn't cold in the slightest. So this sleeping bag kept me really nice and warm. Same with the mat as well. Like I didn't even have one of my close on foam mat underneath it. I just have this mat by itself. And I didn't feel any cold coming up through the mat, so it was a very cozy night. Got some good sleep. I decided to not have the stove going through the night because I was worried you might get some like carbon dioxide poisoning and I might fall asleep and not wake back up. So I decided to not have it going. But even still, yeah, like I said, very cozy. And I got to admit, I absolutely love this little footwell here. That's probably one of the best things about snow camping is actually dig out a little footwell. So just means you can sit up nice and straight when you're putting on your shoes or you're doing your cooking. Actually, speaking of shoes, these are actually a new pair I got just before I came out here. Because the last few years I've been using the Scarpaterras and my feet have just been absolutely freezing. So I decided to get these blow up Rangers. And yeah, even though I got really soaked on the outside yesterday, my feet weren't cold at all, and they weren't even wet last night when I went to bed. Actually, these are new socks as well. These are, I think they're called Bridgedale. They're like waterproof socks. It's just got a waterproof membrane inside of it. And I found this combo was really good. I didn't get cold or wet feet last night at all, so very stoked about that. Because the last couple of years when I've come out here, my feet have just been aching. They just get so cold and so wet. So I'm glad I could finally sort that out. Man, what a beautiful day. It is an absolute stunning day out in the mountains. Oh, I really don't want to go home, eh? I'd love to spend another night out here and just go for a bit of a snowshoe around. Oh, unfortunately got to go home though. Spewing. It's so nice out here today, it's beautiful. You can just start to see the main range over in the distance there. So that's where Mount Kosciuszko is, Australia's tallest mountain, just over sort of behind those mountains in the background. Oh, what a beautiful morning. So nice. Absolutely loving it. Man, I could spend hours just wandering around the snow at the moment. It is so beautiful out there. I really wish I didn't have to go home today. But I'm actually getting picked up in about an hour. So yeah, my wife Laura, she was the one who dropped me off yesterday. She's got the car, so she's come back at 9:30. So yeah, got to stop dilly-dallying and start getting everything packed up. Got a fair bit to pack up, so I think we'll skip brekkie in the morning and we'll get stuck into the pack up.
I tell you what, I'm definitely pretty stoked with this setup. This definitely kept me really nice and warm last night. I feel like I'm starting to get this whole snow camping pretty dialed in. Like I feel like I've got the right boots, the right sleep system now, and I feel like the next purchase might be one of these tents. It's honestly like the best way to go snow camping. It's an absolute game changer. Alright guys, we're all packed up. As much as I don't want to, it's about time we get on out of here. So I just want to give a big shout out to Pass Outdoors for lending me that Teepee hot tent. That thing is honestly a game changer when it comes to camping in the snow. It just made it for such like an enjoyable and cozy night. I really liked it. So definitely gonna have to get my hands on one of those one day. But if you guys are in the market for one, I'll leave a link in the description below where you guys can go check out Pass Outdoors. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you guys next time. Hooroo! Hey! Hey, buddy. There you go, buddy. You like the snow?
He does.
Yeah, Dad. Yeah. Come here, mate. Oh, yeah. Yeah. How you going? Did you have a good night with Mummy? Here, Dad. Here, Dad. Mwah.